Ladies and gentlemen, we're back.
There you go.
Sorry about that. My phone overheated. When was the last time your phone overheated?
Mine does it in the middle of summer. If I have it in the pocket or whatever else, it goes crazy. But Ginger, it's just because you're so hot tonight on the air. It's the vibe you're putting out, buddy. That's what it is.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Yeah, we're blaming it on Ginge.
Yes.
You know, it's not because I've been drinking and may have spilt stuff on it. I didn't. Don't worry. It wasn't me. Anyway, we were talking about The Matrix.
Yes. So during this podcast, the cinematographer said that during Matrix 2 and Matrix 3...
did they film them back to back?
They did film them back to back, yes. What happened was the Wachowskis had read a novel by Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick said, actors don't do natural performances until you've worn them out.
Oh no.
Guess what happened?
What did they do?
They were doing up to 90 takes.
Ah, F that. Now, I've been on film sets with this fella here, and I'll tell you what, if you turn to me, because you've directed me so many friggin' times, if you made me do multiple friggin' takes, I would just walk off. I'd be like, nah, that's it.
Like 5 takes had been way too much.
Apart from when I've been drunk and you've had me do multiple takes, the only other time I've done multiple takes, actually, has been voiceovers.
Yes.
Where I've done TV adverts, and I've done voiceovers where I have had to do. I think one night we did one for Win TV, and how many times that felt like 90 freaking times. By the end of it, I'm in a little hot soundproof booth.
Yes.
And they're like, "Oh, just do that one again, Todd. A little bit more inflection on such and such a word." And
I've already done that, dude.
And I'm like, guys, just run a bit dry. Can you send him some water? And next minute you're hearing the controller, oh shit, get him some water.
Can we get some water?
And I was. It wore me out because you're just doing the lines over and over again.
And you're trying to give so much of yourself into it too.
Thank you. I go all out when I do. Workwear discount ads.
Hopefully everyone's joined back in on Friday Night Live Part 2.
Do you want to tempt fate and bring up a picture of a little White Knight news?
Yes.
Okay. I've raved about Sean Gordon Murphy's Batman: The White Knight series. We've got White Knight and then Curse of the White Knight, right?
Yep.
So we said at the beginning when COVID first kicked in that we were. He'd announced doing a Murphyverse, right? Where he's going to delve into stories of other characters, but he was going to oversee it, but it'll be different writers and artists. So the first one has been named, and it's a Harley Quinn book.
Cool.
But get this right, so October is shaping up to be a very busy month for new titles. Before shuttering his personal Twitter account, which I'll talk about in a minute, Sean Gordon Murphy hinted at an upcoming spin-off title from the White Knight series. Now we know what it's going to be, and there have been a couple of four black and white preview pages have been popped up online.
All right.
So the name of the book is Batman White Knight Presents Harley Quinn. Now it's going to be available both in print and digital on October 20th in the US. So at the moment, the way things are in Australia, probably about a week behind for Australia.
Okay.
It's a new reader-friendly mini-series carrying the Black Label format.
Okay.
And it takes place 2 years after the events of Curse of the White Knight. Now, DC readers looking forward to October's Murphyverse spin-off can check out a preview later this month that will be a digital first. It's going in the Harley Quinn Black, White and Red digital comic. There's a little preview going in there. Now, those books aren't free digitally. You've got to pay to read those books through Comixology or somewhere like that.
Okay.
Now, it's co-written by Sean Murphy and Katana Collins and the artist Matteo Scalera, who I actually really like. I think he's a pretty good artist. He's doing the artwork on that one. And so in addition to that news, they've released, as I said, the 4-page preview art. And that there, right beside us, is the cover. That's one of the covers. There'll be 2 covers.
Cool.
That's actually the Sean Gordon Murphy cover right there for that.
Awesome.
Now, it's part of an informal grouping of DC Black Label titles set in the continuity of Murphy's Batman White Knight series. Okay. He said he's working on a third, tentatively titled Batman Beyond the White Knight, which is where we may actually see in the future an old Bruce Wayne and the beginning of his version of Terry McGinnis's Batman Beyond.
Awesome.
There you go. So, ta-da! Check out that beautiful cover right there by Sean Gordon Murphy. Love it.
Very cool.
What else you got for us? Hello, Mr. Steve Wilson.
Hey, watching at home. Thanks very much for tuning in to
Cheers.
to Take Two.
Take two. Yes, let's hope the tech holds up this time.
We're all fans of Chicken Run,
Yes.
the old Aardman animated movie. I don't know what
There's
you're laughing.
one line from that I love, and it's when they're talking about they'll end up in a pie, and one of the chickens goes, "I don't want to be in a pie. I don't like gravy," and that line just sticks with me the whole time.
I think one of the biggest reasons that we like Chicken Run is Julia Swallow.
Remember Press Gang? She was
Press
in
Gang, yes.
Yeah, a young me fell in love with a young her back in the day.
Scott's just come out and said, I actually hated the movie when I was a kid. Really?
Chicken Run. I only watched it for the first time a couple of years ago.
Really?
As an adult. Yeah, I'd never watched it before.
I loved it because of the Great Escape references, because I'm a big fan of the Great Escape.
He always has been. We actually did a little knockoff of that for a school play.
We did once upon a time ago.
Yeah.
A long time ago. Anyway, so the sequel.
Did I play a Nazi?
Don't be saying words that we can't take back on live.
I'm just saying, did I play one in that?
I don't know.
I can't
think
remember.
we all did in the past. I'm a little bit upset.
Why?
She's not coming back.
Julius
And you want to know why she's not coming back?
Because no one can pronounce her last name?
No, it's because she sounds too old.
What?
Yep.
What?
She sounds too old.
What fucking rubbish is that?
They're going to recast her with a younger sounding actress.
Well, I've lost interest in it. Well, is Mel Gibson back?
Mel Gibson has been asked to not come back after what Winona Ryder said about him a few weeks ago.
Stuff that happened, 20-something years
Yes.
ago. Bullshit.
Yes.
Cancel culture's given me the absolute shit. Actually, speaking of that, I want to come back. Remember I just said I was going to talk more about Sean Gordon Murphy.
Yep.
Right now, so I follow him on Twitter.
Yep.
Big fan, and he's the kind of guy, he doesn't get political. Right? He just keeps things, he talks about the work that's coming up. He'll give shout outs to multiple creators. The problem is he's copped a lot of flack because he's given shout outs to some right-leaning creators and a few people who are tied up in the whole Comicsgate thing.
Yes.
And he's just gone, yeah, look, I'll do a variant cover for you, or good work on that book that you did, well done. So the left have attacked him constantly and have gone, need to cancel Sean Gordon Murphy, rah. But DC at the moment love him because his books sell huge numbers, right? Huge. So he posted this week and said that he was actually wrapping up his Twitter page. Yep, he was shutting it down within 24 hours.
Okay.
I'm just trying to look for the word where it actually... he shuttered his personal Twitter account. You can follow along. There'll be stuff about his upcoming projects through his Sean Murphy art page, which is actually run by an intern or something like that.
Okay.
Now, word on the street... I like that. Word on the street is... We do need to have a graphic.
Word on the street.
Word on the street is he was told by DC Comics to get off Twitter.
Okay.
Because there's so much negativity from the left that they don't want that affecting... now, this is all hearsay, by the way. This is allegedly...
Let's put an alleged in there.
But this is what's coming out, that allegedly DC told him to get off Twitter because we don't want negativity coming around the books. There's already enough, and I'm going to say it, whack jobs on the left who just love to cancel everything. And I think DC were like, let's not jeopardise sales on this book. And Sean Gordon Murphy's just gone, yeah, okay, cool. So he shuttered his Twitter, which sucks for normal people like me who used to follow along to the stuff he'd post every day. It was great. I loved following his Twitter feed. But that's what it is. And you know what? I have said, you and I have had this discussion before, Jim.
Oh, God. I don't...
Right?
Well,
We've had this discussion
hang
before.
on, can we put an allegedly up?
Allegedly. We've had this discussion where if we were celebrities, so if we were an artist...
If we were bigger celebrities than
we're
we are,
larger celebrities than what we are.
we'd be drinking clear vodka instead of water.
And I'm already drinking an 18-year-old. I'd be able to afford like a 21. Anyway, if we were bigger celebrities, I would not actually be on Twitter at the moment, because you know what? There are so many, no matter what an actor or a singer or an artist or a writer come out and they could tweet that we support everything under the sun. Someone will always back at them and go, you did a tweet 5 years ago that said the opposite, or you put a photo up and there was a shadow on your face and that's blackface or whatever. And none of them can do any good. So everything's just about, like, they're dragging stuff up from the past. So we didn't we? We said,
yes,
get the off Twitter. If you were an artist, a writer, or even a sports person, if you're a footballer, a baseballer, get off it. I reckon Twitter's got to go. Twitter's got to die.
It's interesting you say that because this week, Sandy Calora, the guy who did Batman Dead End,
Yes.
I follow him on Facebook. He made the comments, from now on, I will only be posting about my art
Yep.
and about my fishing adventures because he's a deep sea
Is
spear
he?
fisherman. But yeah,
Really?
he said, I get so much flack about the stuff that I mention on this site. No, I'm just concentrating on just my art.
Well, that's all Sean Gordon Murphy really did, but apparently he promoted artwork that others, by others that are seen as controversial in the comic book industry at the moment. And so that's why. So yeah, if you go onto Twitter to look up more stuff about Sean Gordon Murphy, you won't find him apart from Sean Murphy Art, which is just an art. It's where they sell his art and stuff like that, and it's not run by him. It's actually run by, like I said, an intern or an assistant or something like that. Yeah.
From one comic artist to another, Rob Liefeld has been in the news this week.
He's always in the news.
He's not optimistic about.
Another Deadpool film.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
He's not. He's definitely not optimistic about the character's future in the MCU.
Because he's worried that they're going to tone it down, that it's not going to be R-rated. Because he's worried it's going to be Disneyfied.
And he's also at the stage where he thinks that the boat has completely sailed on a part 3.
Oh, really?
He thinks
Had their chance and fucked it up.
The boat sailed.
He's got an interesting podcast at the moment, by the way. If you
Yes.
go along to if you just go along to Rob Liefeld's website, and in the menu it drops down, it's called Robservations, and it's him talking about his career. He talks about his time at Marvel, his time at Image, and there's some really great episodes. I put one on the other day. It come about the whole thing of Robert Kirkman did a news piece last week, where Kirkman said his time at Marvel. Remember, he was already known for Walking Dead. Walking Dead was in its early days, but it was starting to get a real cult following.
Yep.
And Marvel wooed him across to do like Marvel Zombies, and I think he did Astonishing Ant-Man or something like that, or
Okay.
Amazing Ant-Man. It was an Ant-Man book. And anyway, so he went across to Marvel, and this is when Joe Quesada was still editor-in-chief.
Yep.
And or publisher. No, editor-in-chief I think it might have been. But anyway, he was saying that because he was writing a lower tier book, there was no advertising budget. So they said, we're not going to advertise this low tier book. And he's like, look, that's fine, but obviously I want to sell the books because it means more royalties to me, and you want to sell more books because that way it'll go up, it'll be a higher tier book. Can I go out and do interviews? And they went, no.
What?
You only say what we tell you to say. You don't do. So you're not allowed to just go off and do an interview. Everything has to come through us. Everything has to be vetted. And Robert Kirkman said he found it really frustrating.
That's
he's like,
disappointing.
they were hobbling it. He couldn't sell his book. And then he started getting covers back where they'd gone and added word balloons onto the cover without him writing the word balloons. And they were totally, had nothing to do with the story inside. And he was like, what? Guys, just ring me, email me, and I'll actually write the text.
If you want someone, I'll do it for free.
And they actually got narky with it. Him and Joe Quesada had run-ins. And and that's when he was just like, fuck this, I'm out. And that's when, not long after that, is when he became a partner at Image. Image went, you've done so well with Walking Dead and everything else, Invincible, come and actually be a partner. And he is now an official full-fledged partner. And he was the one who helped bring Rob Liefeld back into the fold. He was the one who said to the guys, look, you need to bring one of the original guys back, bring Rob back as well. And that's how Rob Liefeld is now back at Image.
All of us loved his work with Image.
Rob Liefeld.
When they first
oh,
started.
Shit, yeah.
Everyone's a
We've all
fan.
got a soft spot.
Look,
he can't draw feet, but we got a soft spot for him.
We all love the pouches.
Yeah, pouch
pouch.
crazy. Everyone loves a good pouch. Anyway, you're right.
I'm dying.
I think I killed him. Anyway, my point being, Robservations, go along, listen, because Rob Liefeld talks about his run-ins with Joe Quesada a bit as well.
Yep.
So apparently he'd gone back to do some work and it just didn't work out. And a lot of people reckon that Kirkman still doesn't talk to Joe Quesada to this day.
Wow.
And I don't think Rob Liefeld does either. I think he's very much like, no, screw that guy. So,
Shit.
And I must admit, I was a big Joe Quesada fan in the early days because of I used to love Ash that he did with Jimmy Palmiotti.
Yes.
He co-created friggin' Azrael. Remember that sort of Azrael mini? Joe Quesada's artwork on there, phenomenal. And then he became editor-in-chief. He helped get Marvel out of bankruptcy, and he got promoted up the company. And as he got promoted higher and higher, Joe Quesada changed, and he became a real wanker. To the point now where he's...
You're not going to throw an allegedly in there?
No, he's a fucking wanker. The stories you hear about Joe Quesada, the guy's a cockhead nowadays. But anyway, there you go.
Tell us how you really feel.
Oh, I really feel like I've got one last piece of comic news that you
Okay.
can put an image up for.
Yep.
Who else loves Watchmen? Do you love
Yes,
Watchmen? Put your hand up.
I do.
Put your hand up.
Uh,
Put your hand up. Right. So, DC Comics have announced that they're doing a new Watchmen series. Kind of. It's Rorschach.
it is Rorschach.
Right? So Tom King and George Fornes. Now this has been a long simmering DC project and now has a name. It's going to be called Rorschach. Previously touching on Watchmen in his Batman run, Tom King will dive headlong into that world with a 12-issue series spinning off the popular character created by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. Okay, as you can see, look at the cover there. It's going to be a black label book. Actually, I think that's all three books I've spoken about tonight from DC are all black label.
They're all naughty comics.
No, well, they're just premium. That's what they're going for. Premium. So this is set 35 years after the end of the original Watchmen series, and of course Rorschach's death at the hands of Dr. Manhattan. So the 12-issue series opens with a world which is distrust in superheroes, but they celebrate Rorschach as a cultural icon due to his actions in the original story. Scheduled to launch in October as an adult-only 17-plus title through DC's Black Label. Rorschach will be coloured by Dave Stewart and lettered by Clayton Cowles. Jay Lee, who drew DC's Before Watchmen Ozymandias title, if you've ever read that, he'll be drawing a variant cover to the first issue. But that one right there that you see on the screen, right, it's covering the sexy ginger's face. Come across here, buddy. It's covering his face. You still can't see him.
Still can't see him.
That's a big cover, Ginge. Anyway,
That's what she said.
you can get rid of the cover now. That there, though, is the regular cover on the book. And it's got a very, I'd almost say 70s, early 80s
It does.
It's got that retro,
It's definitely 70s. Definitely 70s.
disco-y kind of look to
Which
it.
is interesting because it was set in the 80s.
Yeah, it was. But this book here has that funky 70s
Does,
feel to it.
does.
But anyway, as I said, that is in stores October. So talk to your local comic shop as of next previews, because it'll be in there to pre-order.
Last week we were talking about DC Universe.
Yep.
We were saying that we're hearing rumblings that it's disappearing.
I'm hearing even more rumblings this week.
Yes, it's pretty much a given that it is going to be axed and that all that content is going to go across to HBO Max.
Right, but Stargirl, which was done for DC Universe, right? I'm hearing it's going to CW.
What?
I'm hearing CW will be taking that, and that was a big thing. A lot of people were like, "I'm glad CW is not doing it," and now it looks like it's going back across there.
Because CW budgets are just that tier
I
lower again.
I can't get into the CW show. I used to watch Arrow. I dropped out of it. Flash, Supergirl shits me. I think it's a horrible show.
I really wanted to like was it the Tomorrow
Legends of Tomorrow?
I
I watched a few episodes, didn't mind it, but then I just lost my way.
yeah, it seems like there's so much on the CW that
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. What else you got for me?
Just a quick comment from the guys. Scott said the cover looks great.
It just has a smudge on the front that kind of resembles the name Tom King. Clean that off, and it looks like it could be interesting. Yeah, I must admit, Tom King wore me out on his Batman run. I was a little bit. By the end of it, I was glad to see him off and James Tynion take over. So, now, have you got anything for me?
Yeah, announced today, the Australian Prime Minister has announced
Mr. Morrison?
$400 million to lure Hollywood back to the Gold Coast.
How much?
400 million.
400 million.
And in the wake of that, Ron Howard
Yep.
and Jerry Bruckheimer have already made a statement saying they are happy to bring productions to the Gold Coast.
Now, I do believe you said that you think Jerry Bruckheimer will do another Pirates here.
Well, the Pirates that he wants to do, I reckon he may as well just film it again here.
Should we try, if he does, and there's a casting call, should we go down and try and become Redcoats or something like that?
Well, or Pirates.
Pirates look dirty. I'd sooner be a Redcoat.
Do you think you have the body of a Redcoat?
Yes.
You've got a customer that was in the most recent Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes, he played like a guy in a prison in the background, and my wife knows a guy who was hung upside down as a prisoner in the latest. I'm doing this. I don't know what that means. Hung upside down.
There was a few people that
A lot of Toom people went down as extras and stuff like that. Yeah.
I've got a job where I probably could. You've got a job that you couldn't just
I
say,
couldn't.
hey, I'm just going to.
Unless, of course,
Take a
someone
sabbatical?
says, "Do you want to come down and play a Redcoat in a background scene?" Oh, I'll be marching along with me musket, with me musket. I'll be a Scottish redcoat.
Scott said you guys would be the two of the funniest redcoats.
Oh, we'd fuck everything. Actually, they could make us two
That'd
funny
that'd be the main two characters.
Oh, it'd be great. They'd flash to us and we would have fucked something up that lets the pirates get away. And then I'll look at you and go, you ginger head prick.
And he'd be like, you're the one that was supposed to look after the key.
You
Well, I
gotta
told
You got to do it British.
Well, see, I don't. I'd have to get someone to revoice my character.
Ah, for fuck's sake. It'd be me in a recording booth going over and over again 90 times.
You'd be.
Filling potatoes.
Couldn't understand me. Couldn't understand me.
Do you know what I watched this week, by the way?
What's that?
Old Guard. You want to flash that up?
Yes.
Flash that up.
You watched the movie, The Old Guard.
I watched the movie on Netflix with Charlize Theron. Now, it's based on a graphic novel. My father-in-law beat me to it. He watched it Friday night.
Yeah.
We caught up with him Saturday, and he's like, I watched this movie last night, something Guard. And I went, Old Guard? And he goes, yeah, Charlize Theron. I went, oh, it's based on a comic book. He's like, no idea. And he said, you want to watch it tonight? We're like, no, we'll watch it Monday or Sunday when we get home.
Yeah.
Which we did. I think it was Sunday night. Holy dooly. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. It's a fantastic movie. I give it a solid 5 out of 5. Ginge, have you watched it yet?
I have not watched it. No.
You need to watch it. It's based on the comic book. Have a look at this. That came out from Image Comics. It's written by Greg Rucka and Leandro Fernandez is the artist.
Is it able to be ordered?
Leandro Fernandez and Greg Rucka. That's who done the comic book. And yes, I have more copies coming in. They've done a second volume called Force Multiplied. And that graphic novel gets released, I think, in the next month and a half. And the movie sets up that it could continue on.
The movie?
Movie.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but there you go. It's fantastic. You want a brief little thing? Immortals, right? There's a woman, she's like 6,000 years old or whatever. And so there's only 4 of them in the world, right? And they end up meeting, the youngest of them's about 200 and something years old. He fought for Napoleon. And so what happens is when a new one comes along, the existing ones dream of them. And that's how they then, so for millennia, it could take her 100, 200 years to track down another immortal if she dreamed about them. Because back then they had to travel all around the globe to do it.
There wasn't any Facebook,
Whereas nowadays they track this, she's an Afghanistan soldier in Afghanistan, an American soldier. She dies.
Yep.
Well, she dies, and then no one knows why. Like they don't even know why they're immortal.
Okay.
But they do say at some time that immortality will run out.
Awesome.
Where one day they'll just get shot or stabbed or whatever else, and it just won't.
They won't come back.
They won't come back, right? So this fucking shady mob are trying to get hold of them and kidnap them. And they set him up and all this kind of stuff. They want to dissect him to find out what it is that does it, because he wants to be able to market it and sell it. So that's pretty cool. So you see then this 5 immortals are going to war against this. It's a bit like the raid. It's in a skyscraper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they just go level by level trying to.
Oh, cool.
That means stabby things.
Yes, I picked up on that.
Thank you.
Have you seen the trailer?
It's bloody, by the way.
Yeah.
Like it's even the comic, tons of blood and stuff like that. But Old Guard, really, the first volume is called Opening Fire.
What would you give it?
The book, I only just finished reading the book, the first volume. I would give it a solid 5 out of 5. I enjoyed it for what it was. And Greg Rucka, I have issues with Greg Rucka some days, but he knocked this one out of the ballpark. It was really good.
And what would you give the movie?
The movie, I'd give it 5 out of 5 because it's got Charlize Theron.
G'day to Bronte watching at home.
Hi.
Hey.
Bronte, have you seen Old Guard yet? If not, go and watch it. That's what I was just talking about. It's really good.
Did you see a trailer that reminded me of that come out this week? A trailer for the movie Project Powers. It's a Netflix movie. It's got Jamie Foxx and Joseph Gordon-Levitt in it.
I'll watch it because it's 2 great actors.
And it's about a pill that when you take it, it gives you superpowers.
A bit like Owlman from DC Comics.
And what it is
Or Roger Ramjet.
yeah, Roger
Ramjet and his eagles fighting for our freedom. Kaiser come to win the day and join them, but to beat them. Roger Ramjet, he's our man, hero of our nation. For his adventures, just be sure and stay tuned to this station. Right, yeah.
Anyway, in this movie...
I'm nearly out of whiskey.
Just quickly, in this movie...
I am out of whiskey.
When I take the pill, it'll give me a different superpower than it'll give you. Like, it might give me invisibility, it might give you...
You're right. The superpower to cough.
and
You
then
can cough out your lungs.
blow out your lungs and then kill people from coronavirus. But
If I get the Rona, I'm gonna kill him before it kills him.
it looks like an amazing film. It comes out in August on August 14 on Netflix.
August 14, Netflix. What's it called again?
It is called Project Power.
Project. It's Jamie. I love Jamie Foxx's actor.
I love Jake.
I thought you were going to say I love Jamie Foxx. Okay, Jen, settle it the fuck down, buddy.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Do you like him?
Yep, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Righto, Jamie. Have you ever heard Jamie Foxx sing?
Yeah,
Have you?
yeah.
He can freaking sing. He does
He's a
country.
gold digger.
Yeah. I'm not talking about. I mean, actually sing. He done a cover. So you know they do those things in America where they'll get an artist and a bunch of artists. They'll sit the artist on stage with his wife or whatever, and then a bunch of artists come up and they do a tribute song to. They'll sing one of the songs with the band and all that, right?
Yep.
So they got George Strait, the country artist, and Jamie Foxx comes out and he done a cover of "You Look So Good in Love" because he grew up in Texas or wherever, and so he was a massive fan of George Strait. And he does this kind of slightly soul version of "You Look So Good in Love," right? I'm not serenading you right now because that would be weird. But anyway, I love it. If you YouTube, Jamie Foxx, "So Good in Love," George Strait, and yeah, beautiful version of it.
Yeah, you happy with it?
So good.
Sorry, that last one was a little bit too much.
I'm done. I'm out.
Hang on, Mike behind the camera. We've got to throw it at him.
Don't not poor Mike. Look, you hit him in the arm again.
I
poor
ca- I-
bugger.
I can't
Did that
wa-
cut you, Mike? Did it hurt?
He's a prick. Don't.
You did your paper cutting. Look at him.
He's a prick.
God, he'll put in a freaking complaint against you.
I can't wait to see the season 2 of The Boys.
Yes. How good does that look?
But what's happened is during the editing process of season 2,
Yeah.
they've had to cut out a few scenes with old Billy Butcher.
Yeah, why?
Carl Urban.
Did they go a little bit too rough? A little bit too violent?
Well, it's just for timing purposes and editing. But when they went back to it, they went, oh, there's a big bridge between the end of season 1 and the beginning of season 2. There's a lot of stuff we need to really cover. They're taking that footage and making it into a short film that you can watch to bridge the gap.
Oh. Where's that going to be? When you stop dying?
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It will be released.
Have you noticed how he goes nearly as red as my shirt? Look at the... You go and have a drink, I'll take over from here. So, The Boys Series 2, it's coming out to Amazon Prime again, isn't it?
And
Coming up soon?
It will come out September 4. The first 3 episodes will come out.
That's the day before my birthday. What an awesome birthday gift. I'll just binge it on my birthday on the 5th. By the way, you can send presents to Geek Speak Live. This fella has a birthday 5 days after me, but you know, we don't really...
You'll be able to watch the first 3 episodes, and then the next 5 will be dropped every week.
One a week?
Yeah.
Why do they do
the
that?
first 3?
But then again, you know what? We did it with Mandalorian, where we watched it week to week, and you started coming over to home. Did you come over home to Mandalorian?
Made it a bit of an event to watch it.
We'd grab tea.
A bit like Game of Thrones.
I thought you were going somewhere else. But you'd come over home, we'd have dinner, and we'd sit and watch it, didn't we? You know, and
your wife was there as well.
Yeah, my wife was there as well. Yes.
It wasn't just us.
Did you notice?
In a dark room watching
we
television.
only have a 3-seater couch. My wife always says, "You guys sit on the couch together. I'll sit somewhere else." Is she saying that we're too big for the 3 of us to sit on the couch?
Well, I would usually just take up room on the ground, on the carpet,
no, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to go there because you know what? You're a top bloke and I don't want to be seen as being mean. Because this shit will come back to haunt me in 5 years when someone tweets at me that Todd was mean to Wade on Geek Speak Live, so let's cancel him.
I've got a few more stories, but
wait till they see the pictures of me in drag from a few years. Oh, I should have said that, shouldn't I? I think I broke him. You right?
The biggest news that I have to tell you today.
Yeah. Do I need to do a drum roll?
It's got nothing to do. It's got nothing to do with my personal life or,
do you want a trumpet?
Love life.
Or something like that.
You could do a bit of a trumpet because it is that much.
Fuck no, I've done it to be thrown.
We are getting brand new The Shadow content.
Oh, really? Comics or movies?
They are going to be novels.
Oh, right. So you're fucked because you don't read anymore.
That's right. I would need to wait for someone to record them as an audio.
So you want me to do the audio version?
Yes.
And then just send it to you bit by bit each week. Chapter 2. The shadow knows. I'll just do that.
You can turn the page when the shadow goes, ha 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 ha. Oh, cool. Next page. Where's all the pictures in this friggin' thing? It's a brand new novel series that will be released 2021.
Yeah.
Where the first book comes out, and the aim is, quote, to adapt the books to screen.
Oh, very cool. I'm in. I'm all over it.
Oh.
I'm over it like a fat kid on a cup. Am I allowed to say that anymore?
I watched...
Like a priest on an altar. I'm not allowed to say that anymore, am I?
Oh, God.
Right? I'll get in trouble. By the way, Josh says, hi guys. Hi,
Hey,
Josh.
man.
Good to see you, Josh. Laura said, lol, Todd was saying if that's the case, he'd kill way before COVID does. I will. I'll kill him before COVID does. If he gives it to me. Right. Have you been to Victoria lately?
I have not been anywhere near those dirty Mexicans.
Great. Sorry to our Victorian viewers. We do like you, but you just stay the fuck in your state. Right? Stay away from the Sunshine State. So we always said this is God's paradise country up here, isn't it?
We
COVID free.
Getting back to The Shadow.
Yes.
I actually watched The Shadow.
The Shadow. Actually, can I do it red? He has a big nose, though. Have you noticed? Why does every time they've drawn him too, the Shadow has that extra big, prominent nose?
Schnoz.
Schnoz.
Yes.
Why is that?
I think that's how they've always drawn him. I like how Alec Ross has continued on the way that he draws the Shadow.
He's very pulpy though, the way he paints his version of the Shadow.
But I guess that's how he does all the characters, like Batman and Superman.
He harkens back very much to the Silver Age for the superheroes.
Yes.
But when he does the Shadow, he's very Golden Age. He goes straight back to the source material. You were about to say?
I watched the Blu-ray that was just released for the Shadow, and it was an amazing. The quality looked great. I forgot how great New York City looked in those movies.
It's an underrated film.
And the camera flies around. You can see the cars.
Yep.
And then in my head I'm thinking, shit, all that was miniature.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
You know?
Because what year did that come out? The Shadow?
1994.
We were in grade 8.
Grade 8.
Mate, grade 8. Alec Baldwin back before he got really fat and really annoying.
I remember that the newspaper actually had a competition for The Shadow for tickets to go see it.
Did you win?
I didn't win it because the one thing that I wanted to win is that they were giving away a bomber jacket with the Shadow, like the
So
face.
is that here in Toowoomba?
Somewhere in Australia.
Oh, in Australia.
It's the Courier Mail, so I guess the Sunday Mail, so somewhere in Brisbane.
Somewhere in Queensland.
Yeah.
Someone's got that bomber jacket. And I'll tell you what, this fella here will buy it off you.
I would love to have won that.
You ever seen my Batman jacket? My embroidered Batman jacket?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous of that.
I still got it. It's at home.
Yeah.
If it goes missing, I'll know where to fucking look.
Exactly. Just quickly, just to let you know, the Blu-ray of the Shadow, if you've ever seen the movie, the opening title with the word Shadow.
Yes, Josh. He's talking about the Shadow movie with Alec Baldwin. Yeah. We liked that movie. It was when we were kids in '94.
Yeah,
that was a friggin'. There was toys.
Yes.
Remember, there was a guy who was on was it Lego Masters? Mm-hmm. Yeah, was it Lego Masters?
You're telling the story.
Anyway,
let's say it was.
No, I'm sure it's one of the contestants on Lego Masters is a huge toy fan, and they did a story on realestate.com.au.
Yes,
of all
that
things.
is right. Yes.
And he lives in Adelaide. I think he's a lawyer or something like that, or an accountant.
Yep.
Might be an accountant, but anyway. They've got a nice, beautiful home in Adelaide, and he has a whole room dedicated to his toys. And he's there. It was an interview. I sent you the thing. I even circled it and said, "Look up the corner of the photo.
Yep.
What's that up the top there?" And it was the car from the Shadow.
It
from
was
Kenner Toys.
It was a still box.
Still mint in box, and all I got back from Ginge was, and I'm like, dude, we could fly to Adelaide and bump this. Go for a tour through his, and that may go walkabout. So there's ASIO's got that information right now.
Allegedly.
But anyway, seriously, we loved the Shadow back in the day. I've been a fan of DC did the Shadow comic with Howard Chaykin.
Yes.
Mike Kaluta was the artist on a bunch of Shadow comics from DC back in the late 80s, early 90s. Mm-hmm. Then when Dynamite got hold of it, you and I have got bunches of those comics and... Yeah, big fans of the Shadow. I remember even ordering in for years. You've got the Shadow novels you were getting through me. The pulp novels, the reprints.
Yes.
Still got those?
I do still have them.
In your collection?
Yeah, I do.
Next week, take a photo, pop it up on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah, but take a photo.
Like
take a photo of your collection.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway.
Yeah, just quickly going back to the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
They've managed to fuck up the colouring of the Blu-ray.
Really?
At the beginning, do you remember the words, the letters of the shadow come in on the screen, and
Yes.
it's like a lime green, darker green.
Yes, yep.
Comes up. Not in the Blu-ray.
It's blue?
It's blue.
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 Really?
The text comes up blue on the screen, and then throughout the rest of the movie, stuff that was sort of warmer looks very cold now because the scenes are a lot more bluer as well.
Sometimes they should not play with these things when they
tinkered with the colours.
tinkered with it. They done on George Lucas. They fucked around with something when they shouldn't have.
What the hell, man?
Yeah, what the hell? Whoever did it, that colouring team, whoever did the colour correction, boo to you.
Just because it's called Blu-ray, what the...
Is that why they did it?
I'm hearing that the '89 Batman movie has the same problems.
Oh, really?
Is that it's very blue.
You know what's on at the cinema tonight, by the way?
What?
Batman Begins, and I think tomorrow night they're doing or something. They're playing some Batman films, not the good Batman films. It's the shitty Chris Nolan Batman films. But they are on apparently Event Cinemas, Birch Carroll and Coyle. I had a guy pop in this afternoon, and he told me, he goes, "Are you going tonight?" I'm like, "Going where?" You know? And he goes, "Oh, what are you doing tonight then? Because I thought you'd be all over it." I'm like,
What is going on?
yeah, that's what I felt like. I was like, I think I've missed a part of the conversation with this guy. And it's like, I thought you'd be all over it, being a Batman fan. I'm like, I do a podcast on a Friday night. And he's like, oh, Batman Begins is on at the cinema. I got my tickets to go. And I'm thinking, I don't give a fuck. Because it's Chris Nolan, Batman Begins.
You're sitting over here going, I'll save my money and go watch a decent movie.
I'll watch a decent film. With Michael Keaton in it.
I am creating the content that people are coming to watch.
Or I'll go and watch a Carry On movie with Kenneth Williams. If Dean's still watching, I can't believe you called it your porn when you were that age, Dean.
I guess those movies did have a little
They
bit
were risque, but they didn't show boob or anything. God, unless you're talking about friggin' Sid James with his shirt off. Anyway, on that note, any questions for us before we go?
Yeah, while we're waiting for people to give us questions, we stuck this up last week.
Blank Man, we didn't get to talk about it. Does that come up clear, Ginge?
Yeah, it does. That
Blank.
looks amazing. Blank Man.
Blank Man. It's a Wayans.
Damon Wayans movie. I think it came out in grade 8 as well in 1994. Did it?
1994, Columbia Pictures.
I saw it in a Wizard magazine. I think I saw it.
Did you?
And I'm like, dude, we have to watch this. It didn't come to Toowoomba.
No, it didn't, did it?
But
do you know I don't think I've seen that since high school?
What?
Yeah, I don't think I've watched
Oh my
that since
God.
high school.
It's a really good movie.
You find folk ever watched it, Blank Man?
It's a great movie. G'day to Jody watching at home, tuning in.
Josh said, saw this many times as a kid. Paul Collins said, what are your thoughts on the Kenobi series? Ooh.
You're talking about the new
Hayden,
TV series.
what's his name? Hayden,
Christensen.
Is that his name? Hayden Christensen?
Yeah, the bloke that played Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, apparently he's in talks to act.
Well, apparently he's signed on.
Has he?
Yeah. What character do you think he's signed on as?
I'm thinking Anakin Skywalker.
Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, right.
Everyone's going, yeah, well, he wouldn't be playing anything else.
Is this? I'm talking to the folks at home. They can't tell me right now. You can probably tell me. Is this a Jon Favreau? Is he pulling the strings?
Yes, he is.
Well, it'll be good then because look what he did with Mandalorian.
Yes.
I'd like to have a beer with Jon Favreau.
I would too.
Actually, no. I'd like to have a Cubano sandwich because you know how he learned how to make them for chef.
Yes.
I would like for Jon Favreau to make me a Cubano sandwich and then sandwich.
Make me a sandwich, damn it, John.
John, get in that truck and make me a sandwich. And that is why it's going to come back to bite me in 5 years when they're going to say I was rude to Jon Favreau and told him to get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich.
Laura says that she's never seen Blank Man. Laura, check it out. It's a really good film.
So I haven't seen it since I was in high school.
And Josh said, I felt the Chris Nolan Batman movies were great.
Look, a lot of people do. I enjoyed Batman Begins at the time, and then going back and rewatching it now, I'm like, I don't need to know all the crap about how Batman gets his friggin' helmets made in some offshoot company in Taiwan or whatever. They were drivel to me. Like as a Batman fan, each to their own. I love that people love the Nolan. They've got a lot of people into Batman.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm old school. Give me Michael Keaton any day. That's my Batman. That's my jam. And each to their own. I can't sit and rewatch. I own them all on friggin'. I got the deluxe editions and everything else for the movie, the DVD box sets.
Yep.
I can't sit and rewatch the Chris Nolan films. I've got no interest in it. I did not like Christian Bale as Batman, especially with Batman, and then friggin' Bane, I've come to hurt you. What the fuck is going on with Bane? I mean, Tom Hardy's a good actor, but that was shit. Anyway,
And that was the...
I'm out of scotch, so I'm not going to go on a rant about this tonight. But Josh, I am glad you enjoy the Chris Nolan films, each to their own. Everyone's got their own passion, and here at Geek Speak Live, we support everyone having their geeky passions. It's just not my passion.
And that voice of Bane was the amended version.
Yeah, because apparently it was worse.
But then they said in the original version, you could actually hear the gas being released, the venom.
Yeah, but see,
as he spoke.
Venom's a serum. In the comics and everything else, there's a serum that goes into the back of his head. It's not a gas. He doesn't need it. The only mask he has, and he should have ever had, was a fucking luchador mask, Mexican wrestling mask. Fuck Chris Nolan.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we're waiting for a couple more questions, I got another movie.
Hate mail.
Yes, fucking hate Batman Begins. What the fuck, man? Ladies and gentlemen, if you've not seen this, Bubba Hotep, get on it.
Get on it.
You have to get on it, right? Okay, there's a few things I need to explain about this movie, right?
Yep.
The beginning, right, is that Bruce Campbell plays Elvis in the movie, right?
Yeah.
But another thing is that in the beginning of the movie, Elvis switched places with an Elvis impersonator.
Yes.
So that he could have a bit of a holiday away from the glitz and glamour of being Elvis.
Yeah.
While he was having a break, the Elvis impersonator died. So he couldn't just switch back with him. This fast forwards to now where Elvis is in a retirement home in the south of America.
Yep.
And it's dealing